Hi everyone. Um, Weather is wild here. It could be wild where you are too, but I hope everyone is staying safe. Uh, what I want to channel a message about today is the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, because it really is happening in reality, and it's it's happening through the taxation system and through government control. Um, I can give a few examples of here in Spain. The scooters, that people are using. The government have recently passed a law that all of them must be registered. So I think what the plan is to eventually put something akin to road tax on them, the way they have for cars. Um, Previously, when they were people got them first, they had to get insurance. So the government quite clever at how it's step-by-step approach of a little bit of taxation here with the insurance. Now taxation for using the roads, I'd say, will be next. Um, that's just one example. There was another example of a few years ago, when inflation was just up, rising and rising and rising rapidly. The Spanish government said, well, people need fruit and vegetables, so they took the taxation off the fruit and vegetables, and there was a massive um, publicity about them removing the taxation from fruit and vegetables. But they must realise that the revenue was dropping a lot, even by taking away the taxation, so they reintroduced it and they put it on at 4%. Now, they did that very quietly. There was no big marketing campaign about how they were putting it back on, but they did put it back on to 4%. And here, everyone pays for water. So it's another. You see, the thing is, when you don't have much money, when you're really poor, every cent counts. So when you go to the supermarket and you're paying taxation, percentage wise, it could be 4%, it could be 10%, but it could be as much as 20%. And that's a lot. 20% taxation is a lot when you are on a very low income. Um, it's comparative, like for someone who's really wealthy, 4% on fruit and vegetables is nothing. Um, so this is government's kind of sneakily putting taxation up on items, and even introducing taxation where there was no taxation before. Like, example here again is the people used to keep their own hens, for their own eggs and chickens, but the government have brought in a law that people have to register ownership of their chickens or hens, and there is a fee for that, of course. So it's stealth tax again. And if you're just going to complain and complain and complain, nothing happens, nothing changes. So it's all these protests that you're seeing in different countries around the world. The deeper issues are about the taxation, that people are getting poor and other people are getting richer, like rent increases and that. That's making governments richer because they're making more taxes out. It's making people who are wealthy with a lot of housing availability, they're also getting wealthier. So the disparity between the rich and the poor is getting wider and wider. And the only way really to overcome this is to protest, with banners, with placards, ordinary people, because as long as the government are getting away with it, they're going to keep doing it. So, morally, we would say why, and the simple answer is because they can. They will continue upping taxes in whatever form, whatever that they take, whatever guise that they take. Sometimes they're in a, you can't see it very clearly, but it's there. That will keep happening. Another example is processed foods. The more that you home cook yourself, you're actually paying less in taxes. Because every time you buy a processed meal, say a ready meal, the cost of it is higher, so the taxation on it is higher. So there's little ways that ordinary people are trying to get around this system, but it's very difficult. And even the banks are becoming more compliant. I would say have more loyalty to the government now than they do to their customers, and you can see that also with this thing of if you get a large deposit into your account, they'll hold it and they will inform the tax office that you got this sudden windfall of money into your account. So in case it's come from nefarious sources. But that's not fair when you think of the fact that a bank is supposed to be a business and their loyalty is supposed to be first and foremost to the customers, not to the government. So as I say, the squeeze is getting tighter and tighter on ordinary people, and the only way that they can overcome it is to get out and protest. Keep it peaceful and just do something, put pressure on the politicians to stop this, because we are in charge of our lives and we'll keep feeling the squeeze as long as we keep tolerating it. So, speak up for yourself and speak up for others. Come together as groups and hold peaceful protests, and it can work. So as long as you keep it peaceful, peace all the way. And thanks everyone. Bye bye.